Everyone, thank you so much for joining us.
WLBT's First Alert Weather Team is keeping you up to date with the latest information. From your morning commute to your afternoon drive, we're on your side, streaming on your favorite devices. WLBT First Alert Weather Plus. WLBT's First Alert Weather Team is committed to your safety with 6 hours of continuous team coverage.
This is a relentless storm, Dave.
We're fortunate we all made it out alive.
And our network of skycams across the state alerting you to danger, bringing you live footage of tornadoes as they touch down in Wathau County.
Look at this, Chase. Guys, look at that.
This is ground zero almost. I mean, this is really hard to stomach, like I said.
We take our commitment to being on your side seriously, and together we're Mississippi Strong. Weekdays, stream First Alert Weather Plus.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
WLBT's First Alert Weather Team is keeping you up to date with the latest information. From your morning commute to your afternoon drive, we're on your side, streaming on your favorite devices. WLBT First Alert Weather Plus. Weekdays, stream First Alert Weather Plus.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
WLBT's First Alert Weather Team is keeping you up to date with the latest information. From your morning commute to your afternoon drive, we're on your side, streaming on your favorite devices. WLBT First Alert Weather Plus.
WLBT's First Alert Weather Team is committed to your safety with 6 hours of continuous team coverage.
This is a relentless storm, Dave.
We're fortunate we all made it out alive.
And our network of sky cams across the state alerting you to danger, bringing you live footage of tornadoes as they touch down in Wathau County.
Look at this, Chase. Guys, look at that.
This is ground zero almost. I mean, this is really hard to stomach, like I said.
We take our commitment to being on your side seriously, and together we're Mississippi Strong.
Weekdays stream.
It's there.
It's there.
And it's there.
You did it. You're a star.
All I did was start it over. Sorry, guys. Here's Elise with the weather.
Thanks, Keith. What a modern day hero. Love that guy. All right, now let's bring you some details of this first alert forecast. I'll start back from the beginning since I know you can hear me to begin with. So here we go. Our muggy meter right now sitting in the humid zone. Dew points in the mid 60s. It's not going to be too muggy for us today. It does feel like it's 91 right now, but our actual temperatures are in the upper 80s. So the remainder of your Friday, mostly sunny conditions, nice and dry for you out there. Not much to impact your day, I guess we should say. Hopefully this is the start of a long holiday weekend for you. If it is, I do have to tell you that things are going to be getting a little bit more muggy as we head into your Saturday. That mugginess is going to be on the rise for us. It's going to continue to increase going into Sunday and Monday, and that's where we also start to see some better rain chances. Now, with that said, over the next 7 days, we're expecting to see somewhere between 2 and 4 inches of rain. This is from the Weather Prediction Center. They've actually pulled back just a little bit on those rainfall totals, but still looking like somewhere between 2 and 4 inches, which when piled on top of the 8.4 inches that we've already seen so far this month, which is obviously well above average for this point, is likely to get us into the top, not just the top 5, but maybe even the top 3 for wettest May months ever recorded. Hopefully that is following. And these records are really old, from way back in 1909 for the most rain we've ever seen. 1978, of course, not that long ago for number 4, but we could certainly surpass that if we get 3 inches of rain. That'll put us firmly into the number 3 or 4 spot as far as rainfall totals are concerned. So a lot of rain for this month, not necessarily a bad thing. I know some of you are getting tired of it, but I don't want to complain about it because we are, of course, going to get into some drier conditions here in the next few months. And then at some point, some of y'all are going to be like, can you make it rain a little bit? And, we're not in control of that, but we're going to accept the rain and soak it up while it's here, because it's also going to keep us a little cooler heading into next week. So here's what it's looking like for the moment. Nice, dry, mostly clear conditions. There are some clouds out there, but again, nothing that's really impacting your day on this Friday. There are some indications that going into this evening in areas along Highway 84 that maybe you see some scattered showers start to pop up. There is a cold front pushing through the area right now that when it gets to you, maybe mixed with the moisture that you guys are seeing increase today, that could maybe bring you some impacts as far as rain and maybe a couple of rumbles of thunder. Then we go into your Saturday. We're starting off mostly dry through about 2 o'clock. There's not going to be anything to keep you indoors other than the heat maybe, but if you wanted to get out on the boat, if that was going to be your pool day or your cookout day or anything like that, Saturday still looks like the better day to do it. Now, Sunday also doesn't look too bad, but I do have to bring you the first alert here that by Saturday evening, you start to see these storms pop up, and they're really just popping up under the heat of the day. But there was that first little blip that you saw kind of push through in areas like Humphreys, Holmes, and Italic counties, where we could maybe see some stronger storms when that system meshes with all the moisture and the instability we're going to have. We clear up through the overnight, and for the beginning of your Sunday, again, things are nice and mostly dry. But then by Sunday evening, we start to see another increase in rain coverage, and that really starts to go up through the overnight hours, especially around the metro area and along I-20 into early Monday morning. And that is going to continue as we head into pretty much the rest of next week. So again, on Saturday, some of those storms that pop up north of I-20 and along I-20 potentially, but a better chance north of I-20, we could see some severe thunderstorms. They could have some damaging wind, or they could have some hail. That's pretty much it as far as risks are concerned with this next system. Not everybody is going to see rain going into Saturday, so don't see this and think, oh, my Saturday is a wash too. I really don't think it's going to be, because again, most of the day is going to be dry, and even most of you will stay dry until probably Sunday night into Monday. And then by Monday, most of us are not going to stay dry. So I still think that the weekend days are going to be better for you to go outside and do those outdoor activities that you associate with Memorial Day weekend, that kickoff to summer. The kids are out of school, and it's getting hot out there. You're getting out to the pool, all that good stuff. Monday, though, not going to be a good day to go out on the pool, go out on the boat, any of that kind of stuff. And going through the rest of next week, too, it just doesn't look like we're going to see favorable conditions for outdoor activities in kind of the long term until we get to maybe the end of the week. And then it looks like those rain chances will trend back down. So as far as Memorial Day is concerned, if you have the day off, it's a nice long weekend for you. Just let it be a sleepy, rainy day, and again, soak it in. Temperature's not going to be all that warm, mid-80s for our highs on Memorial Day, but that rain chance is going to also be very high. Now, by tomorrow, we should have a somewhat decent hour-by-hour look at what your Monday is going to be like. If not, then by tomorrow evening, we will have an hour-by-hour look at that. Maybe not tomorrow morning, but by tomorrow evening, we'll have an hour-by-hour look at how your Memorial Day might pan out. Now, as far as feels like numbers, again, today, not going to be too bad, but mid and upper 90s starting tomorrow, continuing into Sunday. And then as we go into next week, notice these numbers are really up and down. It's going to depend on when it's raining, when it's not raining, but it's not going to be feeling too hot out there. But that's also because the temperatures themselves are going to be much lower. So initially, some of this rain is just from a system that's pushing in. And then by the middle of the week, the rain is from a cold front pushing in. And so while we're cool to start with in the low to mid 80s, that's because of rain coverage. By the end of the week, when things are maybe starting to dry up a little bit, that is behind a cold front that might stall out initially and then push through the rest of the way and bring us some relatively pleasant days into the end of next week and the following weekend. So as far as our first alert forecast is concerned, we got a lot of rain, a lot of heat and humidity going into this weekend. and some cooler temperatures by the time we get to next week. Today is again a beautiful day for you. If maybe your long weekend has already started, then go out and enjoy it. Soak in any dry conditions that you can find heading into this weekend, because we are expecting to see a lot of rain going into next week. Thanks for bearing with us through some technical difficulties at the beginning of this show. Thank you to Keith for fixing it for me. And I'll be on WLBT for our evening shows today, from coming up at 3 all the way through 6. And then I'll be back here with another look at your First Alert forecast on this digital First Alert Weather Plus show. And then meteorologist Todd Adams is going to be in tonight on Fox 40 at 9 and on WLBT News at 10. If you aren't going to join us for the rest of the day, then thanks for joining us right now, and have a great Friday and a great weekend. If not, if you are planning on joining us later, then I'll see you later.